All right, y'all, can you bring the voices down over here? Thank you. So I'm just gonna pass off the mic to Dancin Doug, and I would like you to sort of moderate this and introduce yourself and introduce DJ Hollywood. Will you do that for me? Because you're the reason for the season, okay?
First of all, I'd like to thank Asia for inviting us out. This is really mind-blowing for me. I say it all the time that I never can get enough of seeing people still doing this beautiful dance, this culture that we created, and it's spread, and everyone took a part of it and made it better and better and better. And the fact that we have all nationalities, all different ages, and we all embrace the same culture. No matter where we go, we know we are breaking. We love each other for that. We love each other for the hip-hop. And I'm blessed to say this guy is, as far as I'm concerned, the best DJ in the entire world. Because I've been to parties, I've been into the Cas Bar in Morocco in the middle of the night to parties, and there's never been a DJ better than this guy. I'll tell you right now. Club 371 in the Bronx was like the place to be, where when they shut the place down, you danced until literally you just passed out, because they locked the door, and when they went at it, and he had the crowd participation, and that's what made him such a unique DJ. I always say that Hollywood is sort of like Quincy Jones to me, because he could play songs from the 50s, mix them with the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, to right now, it'll sound like it's one song playing, but it's like 4 songs playing at the same time. And they all on beat, but it's like the Temptations from the 60s with Beyonce, with, Snoop Dogg or whatever. And he's mixing it all together at one time. And you hear one or you hear 2, but he got 3 or 4 playing. He'll always say to me, "You hear the other one, Doug? You hear the other one?" And I'm going like this, struggling, saying, let me think. Oh, I hear it, So you guys are blessed to see somebody of his caliber. I'm a little bit different from the B-Boy thing, but as far as the rap is concerned, this is the king of rap as far as I'm concerned. All the DJs, Kurt will tell you, Big Daddy Kane will tell you, Dougie Fresh will tell you, this is their mentor. So on this note, I would do DJ Hollywood. This is the man.
Thank you. A lot of y'all don't know me, and it don't make no difference. Because right now, you're about to know DJ Hollywood. In the beginning, breakdancing, B-boys ran the era of what party people were trying to be about. Now, you had the regular disco crowd doing a little disco thing, but you had the B-boyism come into our lives, and the spectacle of it was you had to watch. You had to look at this, and if you couldn't do it, you had to act like he was doing it. Because some of the things they do, it seems like a human body ain't supposed to be doing all that. But they do. Now, when the music started to change, this is how the B-boyism got cut short. Because the music started to change. And the B-boy thing is a beautiful thing, but not a lot of ladies can participate. And because of that, ladies kind of squared away from it, because number one, even a guy, you don't want to get burned. And ladies was getting burned every time they step on the floor. Now, you had a few ladies that was nice with it, but that's a rare occasion. It's only a few. Even today, when you look at break dances and you look at the amount of ladies that's involved in break dancing, in comparison to the whole scheme of it, there's just a few ladies. Now, you got some ladies that break dance, but they light with it. I'm talking about a real break dancer, not no light with it. Some ladies can bring it. Yeah, a lot of guys got burnt by some ladies because they fell asleep. Now, the game started changing, and party people started moving it into another light. When I first started rapping on the mic, you had MCs. MCs are announcers. MCs are the guy that say, yo, your mama's at the door, you gotta go out. Or your car's double parked, move your car. You know, and that's my man so-and-so. Ba 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 ba. Doesn't qualify that person to do what I do. Now, the mixture of that, they say, this is the first MC, and I kind of disagree. To make a long story short, before rap was a game and hip-hop was a nation, before Lauryn Hill began her miseducation, before the milk was chilling and PE brought the noise, before Heavy D and the boys, before the roof caught on fire, fresh was the word, before Houdini and Frizz, Roxanne's revenge, before the freaks come out at night, before Say Ho, before the Crash Crew was rocking on the radio, before Whitney, Mariah, Brandy and Janet, before the Soul Sonic Force was rocking the planet, before These Are the Breaks, before Hard Times, Sugar Hill King Tim, man, Super Rhyme, before Reaganomics, kids got shot in the stomachs, before hip-hop appeared in any comics, before G's, before weed was trees, going raw dog gave you a deadly disease, before haters, thugs, and perpetrators, beef for the alphas, beef for the betas, before beepers, cell phone, retro guards, FedEx food stamps, and metro cards, cops was 5-0, and gas was answers, before B-boys turned into break dancers, legs crazy, Al Swayze, LL said it was hot, humid, and hazy, before tattoos, don't get it twisted. I'm hip-hop. Always existed in its physical form and the essence of rhyme. I'm DJ Hollywood. Thank you for your time.
Did I make that up? So you see the difference of what he said was the MC and the first real rapper. Now my story is, I came from the Herculoids when they first started back in '73, and it was actually, you see my shirt here, I have all the first generation guys on the hit, and I have the girls too. So I have Sister Boo, I have Janet Rock, I have Darlene, Dancing Doll, Aileen, Gracie, Ducey, Kimmy. Those are the girls too. So don't think when it first started there was no girls. There was girls. There was obviously a lot more guys, but there would be girls in the very beginning too. And I always make sure we shout them out too, because this is not a man thing. It's not. Even though we may dominate somewhat, it's not a man's dance. You know, early on, when Curtis Blow was here, Kurt and I used to dance against each other. We were 15. And we danced against girls first. And then after a while, you know, you start burning the girl, you're not getting that phone number. You're not going, that's going to shut that right down. So guys start dancing against guys. But you can see the evolution of the dance. So you see from the Herculoids going to the Zulu Nation. Then you see TBB, and you see Rocksteady, comes out of TBB. You see the Dynamic Rockers. You see the Incredible Breakers. You see New York City Breakers. Crazy Commandos. You got the Seven Deadly Sins. Then you see in the 80s when they hit the movies with Beat Street and Breaking, and all of a sudden it went throughout the whole world. So something that was just in the hood. And I always tell everybody, don't let people separate us. Don't let it become black against brown or black against white. This is a dance. This is our dance. This is our culture. If you're doing this dance, this is your culture too. Don't let anybody separate us. The thing that keeps us together is our love of this culture. It's a B-boy culture. It's not just a B-boy dance. It's a B-boy culture. And the culture is based on love and respect for each other. You get on the floor, you go at something, go at it, you battle. Me and Trixie used to battle like night and day, every single day. Because what happened was when Herc started playing those songs, his thing was, he said, I will get the yolk of the egg, just the yolk, and cut that yolk to another part of the yolk. And that's where it come from. We danced for the whole record and a little small break part at the end. But then he started cutting that break over and over and over and over. So you went from doing a couple of things to a couple more things to a couple more things. And then every week you do something different because people came to see something different every week. So there's a lot more entertainment to it. Now you can see when the bump comes, I say the bump because the Herculoids was like this, Zulu Nation was like this, TVB comes and boom, that's the first break. Because you see the first break in evolution because they have the rock dance onto it. And you can see when they say up rock and top rock and down rock and ground rock, whatever. I didn't even hear about the rock until I started doing the documentary. Because I said we didn't do that. We just called it going off. But the evolution shows that's the first bump where the dance started to evolve. And then you see the acrobatics, the gymnastics started adding onto it. And then what the New York City breakers came, they said, well, let's take all the best breakers and make an all power move crew. Michael Holman. And they said a power move crew. So then it became more of just breaking as opposed to dancing. It became just hard breaking. We used to dance, and break. So you had to be a good dancer. If you wasn't a good dancer, you couldn't get on the floor just do power moves. You had to be a good dancer. You had to know how to dance. So I want to see people get back to that. It's the one thing I want to see more is more of the dance part of it. Get with that music, because see, the music is what makes us special. Everybody, go back to history. People did swipes. They did spins on their head. They did all the kind of moves. But did they do it to this kind of music? Our music, what separates us from the Nicholas Brothers in the 50s and 60s, from the swing era, it's our music. It's our culture. We have something that no one else has all throughout the world. I've been interviewing people from China, from Kazakhstan, from Taiwan, Moscow, Belgium, all these people from all over the world. They speak different languages, but they have one thing. They embrace our culture. This thing started here in the USA. It's our culture, even though we don't own it, because it's now everybody's culture. We don't own it, but we started something. And it's now all around the world, and you gotta be proud of yourself for that. Embrace that and say, hey, but keep it good, keep it real, keep it strong, keep it B-boy, keep it B-girl, keep it real, keep it B-boy, keep it hip-hop. Make your love for hip-hop. That's what I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. I'm pounding the table on that.
Just remember one thing. No matter what you do, no matter where you go, because of what you do, you are important. Nobody can be you but you. And the love you got for you is true. And after all that's said and done, that's Doug, I'm Hollywood, we're through.